Hello plant friends, my name's Victoria and you're watching Plantastics. Today we are in the Maldives at the Waldorf Astoria. There are many beautiful tropical houseplants, so let's roll the intro and let's get to going. Every morning we tried to bathe and we would drink our coffee, and that is what we did just to be able to enjoy whether it be sunset or storm. And then from there we would always get dressed and I would get ready for the day. So I'm putting on sunscreen. This is like my favorite sunscreen. As someone who is super fair, I have to wear sunscreen every day and have been since I was a little girl. So if you are familiar and do the same, you know that some make you really, really shiny. Some of them, some brands, if they get in your eye, it's game over. So this is my favorite because it dries with a matte finish and it does not burn, or it hasn't burned. It hasn't gotten in my eye and made my eyes go crazy watering. So I like to put this on after my moisturizer. And then what I like to do is I get a fan and I like to dry it just a little bit faster. A lot of people use these when they're putting on moisturizers and stuff, and it just helps everything go faster. So once it's dried, and that's what it's called, it's mermaid skin gel. Once it's dried, I like to use a very small amount of concealer, and I just put it over any blemishes I have, and I also put it underneath my eyes. The cool thing is if you use something like a moisturizer underneath, it can kind of help it blend in better and not be super obvious. As you can see, I'm not going full face of makeup. This is what I did pretty much every day. So after it dried and after I put on my concealer, I went in with this terry pressed powder. And it is just amazing. It is kind of satiny, if that makes sense. And regardless of your complexion or gender, you can just kind of put this on and it hides all the oils. So next I'm using this Urban Decay 3-sectioned, it's a blush, a bronzer, and also a highlighter. So I like to bronze my face. It just gives me a little bit more definition. But it also doesn't look like I'm trying to try too hard, if that makes sense. If you're in the beach, you're going to be getting in the water, and also it rains pretty often. So if I get wet, if I go snorkeling, some of it can wash off and it doesn't look crazy, if that makes sense. So all of this is really good for just kind of being lazy, but you want that sun-kissed look, but you also don't want to get burnt. And that's what I was trying to go for with this. So every place that the sun touches, you want to kind of get. So I've always heard do the big 3. I also do the top of my forehead, and it just kind of helps everything blend together. So I also use blush on my eyelids. This is a trick that someone taught me, and it's honestly one of my favorite tricks. So basically, he told me that if you're in a rush, there's 3 things that you can always do. Put on some chapstick or lipstick, put on some blush, put the blush in the eyeshadow area, and then also just brush through your brows real quick with a brow brush. So those are 3 things if you really need to get somewhere quickly but you don't want to look thrown together. Those are 3 really effortless things that you can do. So I don't have to rush this morning, so luckily I don't have to do that. I did like using highlighter as well. So I have kind of a natural glow about me because of the moisturizer and the sunscreen I use, but it doesn't make me feel greasy. I also really liked this super glittery eyeshadow. So it's just one single color. I tried to really pack light for this trip because we were going to be gone for 3 weeks. And I learned last time traveling through Europe that 3 suitcases between 2 people is kind of difficult, especially on the metro and whatnot. So I really kept it just to one suitcase, one backpack. So that's why I'm not going full face. So this is a really nice alternative to eyeliner. So I'm just using a brown eyeshadow. So if you have a deeper complexion, you may want to use black. So I really like this clasp that I just showed you, because if you have like kind of like a heavy necklace with a pendant like I'm wearing in this on this day, it keeps the necklace centered so you don't have the back of the clasp coming forward. In the South, our little sweet thing we say is someone's thinking about you, which means your clasp is in the front of your necklace and you need to like turn it around. So I am just getting my jewelry. So something that I do every single day, regardless of where I am or what I'm doing, is I always put my outfit, my jewelry, and the perfume I'm going to wear out the night before, because when I wake up in the mornings, I don't want to think. I just want to go through, get ready, and get to go on where I need to go. So I did not style my hair. The only thing I did was brush out tangles with a deep conditioner on this trip. This is my favorite perfume. It is Paradox Intense by Prada. And every time I go on vacation, I try to use a scent, and that scent is specific to that trip. So I can wear it and it's like I'm on vacation, because all the memories come back and it's really nice. So every morning we would take a bike ride, and it was very brief. So we were at, I believe it was house 619, and the tasting table was really close. So the tasting table is where you have complimentary breakfast, and you have everything from the buffet. So here's some things from the buffet. It was October 1st. They also have a wide array of fruits, many that I'd never heard of, like this one. It's called snakeskin fruit. And they also have a menu, and that's complimentary as well. So I got eggs royale every single morning and a cappuccino. Next door to the tasting table was an entire art place. They had several different animals, and this was an octopus. And if you look very closely, like I'm fixing to show you, you can see that he is just bedazzled. They had more art pieces as well. Here you can see a view from the tasting table, and there is so much wildlife around. I really enjoyed picking up shells, and I was always very observant in making sure that they didn't have anything in them. The hermit crabs were very entertaining. The entire island is planted with Plumeria, and they call it Fragipani, I believe, and it is an incredibly fragrant flower. It is absolutely lovely, and there were other flowers there as well. They used the Plumeria essential oils in the cloths that they would give you, and when you'd go to the restaurants, there were geckos. Okay, so I finished editing some videos, and then I went snorkeling, and I'm fixing to show you the shells that I found. So this one is really like textured, and it has a teeny tiny little crab. If you can see him. I think I lost him. Here he is. See? I'm gonna put him back in the water. Okay, and I found this one. This one with nothing in it. This one's like really spiky. And then I found a conch shell. So now I'm fixing to rinse off. So I've been snorkeling, and I found some really amazing shells. I'll attach a photo or video of the shells we found. So we found this thing called a conch shell. I believe it's called a brown conch shell. Well, anyways, we found 3 of them, and we couldn't tell if they were alive or not. So what we did was we put them on the water, like where the water was coming in, but not strong enough to take them all the way out. And 2 of the 3 of them crawled back. So then we took the 3rd one that didn't move, and we put it in between the rocks to see if it would eventually move, like maybe if we weren't watching. So we waited an hour, checked, still hadn't moved, and then another hour. And we get to keep it because there's nothing in it. So I'll show it to you now. So here are all the shells that we've found. This one is so cool. Look how pretty. Look. And this is my favorite. Absolutely. So this is the one that I found today. And there's no one inside. And I'm just letting them sit outside. And then I check. Sometimes there's little tiny crabs and stuff, and I'll take them to the water. Like, they don't live inside. They live on their babies. And then I rinse them with that. So I just took a swim. And then after that, I took a nap over there in the hammock. And while that happened, they were cleaning for us. And look at this. Isn't this cute? It's very cold inside compared to outside. Oh, look how beautiful. Isn't that precious? These are the red hibiscus. And they made us a big heart. And it smells absolutely amazing. I'm guessing the smell is from the bubble bath. So yeah, that's very fun. So they've cleaned everything up. So I guess I'll show you where we're staying. So the doors are very tall. Let's start over here. So here you have all the cool things, everything you can imagine. Everything from cocktail mixers, liquor, and then all kinds of snacks and candies. And then here is this view. There are 3 very large sliding glass doors. So you can see the sunset and sunrise. However, not directly. So the sunrise is this way and the sunset is this way. So you don't see it 100% in front of you, whether it rises or sets, but you do get to see parts of it because it colors the sky whenever it does happen. These are our little slippers. We have not watched TV or sat on this couch a single time. We have been out. If we can bear the sun, we are snorkeling. So I'm going to walk back a little bit so you could kind of just see. It's so open and beautiful. And every light is controlled with this panel. And there's also an iPad. However, there is a bit of a learning curve. So here, and there's another TV. And this is beautiful because if you leave the window open, you can wake up and you can wake up with the sun. These are essential. These are sun shirts. So you wear them over your bathing suit and also in addition to sunscreen. And then I have my sun gloves for whenever I bike and the sun is out. And then also this, which is called a Geiger, which is also very great because it protects your neck. And then these are the little floating nightstands. So you can see on either side. If I go back further, you can see the 2 floating nightstands. And then here are our things. So we each have our own closet and they're pretty spacious. So each side completely opens. And here you can see this one opens both ways as well. So you have options. If it's 2 people with very good wardrobes, you'll have enough room for both of you. So here we are, and here is the bathroom. So you can see you have beautiful mirrors, these beautiful copper sinks. And then you've got your toilet, and when you walk up to it, it opens. See? Is that not the coolest? At least where I'm from, we don't have that. So it's pretty cool to me. Here are all of our bathing suits. And here are my linen pants. So this has been an absolute amazing thing because every swimsuit has its own little place. And then here is the shower, and it is a waterfall, rainfall type. And you also have this one, and you can change all the different settings from jet, action, and rain. And then outside, which I really prefer this one because it's just so amazing, is the other one. Okay, so you can see here. And there is no connection. You cannot exit or enter apart from this door. So if you got locked out, you're kind of in trouble. So here, and it is a shower. You can control the temperature, and it has a very nice flow. Looks like a waterfall. We've been showering sometimes 4 times a day because we are in and out of the water so much. And most people don't want rain, but rain is nice because then the sun is not out. So if we go outside, I will show you that as well. I have this beautiful white hibiscus here, and there are other flowers as well that you can see. You'll have your own pool and stairs, and it's an infinity pool. So there is always a waterfall along the side. Here is our stuff for snorkeling and towels, and here are some of my treasures. This is my favorite. And there's my husband. We've been trying to pick up trash. And he found me some treasures. So we have this table here. And here are the 2 chairs where you can sit. This is where I've spent the most time, is right there. When I wake up very early and I want to edit or do some work, I come out here and I can turn on all these lights. So these are also lights, and you can see fairly well if you need to work. And the Wi-Fi is on the entire island. So this is where we greet people. And then if we keep going, there is here another bed, but we don't really sleep in this one or spend time in this one. Because of the rain, it's always wet. It doesn't get an opportunity to dry. So now you have the opportunity here to rinse off, and this only works for a certain time. So it is not a true shower. It is just for rinsing. And you have 2 options. You can either go to the beach this way or this way. There are many places to sit. There's a key distinction to the water. So in the darkest, there is a steep drop. I mean, it goes straight down. You can't even see the bottom. So there's an area in between the dark and the light, and that's where a lot of the reefs are. And then the super light blue is very shallow, like less than 4 feet. But throughout the entire area, no matter how shallow or deep, you need to be wearing water shoes because the coral is incredibly sharp. On the very first day, I cut my foot wide open, so this is just something to be aware of. After we went snorkeling and walking on the beach, we went on our bikes and got some footage of some of the other flowers on the island. These are Dendrobium Phalaenopsis type orchids, and they're called that because they have petals that are more full. You can also see that there's a lizard on the coconut tree, and here is one that's super fired up. He was trying to find a girlfriend. So here are some orchids. When we were finding orchids and stuff to kind of document, we also saw a bat. Whoa, what the hell was that?
I don't know. I've never seen that kind of bird before.
Oh, there's another one. Is that a bat? Oh my god, it's a bat, Hunter. Look. It's a bat. Oh my god.
Hey, buddy.
Look at him. We saw several more in our time on the island. We later learned that they are called the Maldivian Flying Fox, and their diet primarily consists of fruit, and we saw 3 total. We also got to see some flowering trees and shrubs. Here are additional orchids that we saw, and they were doing okay. So here's a Phalaenopsis. There's actually 3 here. So we've got them. Look how they attach. See that? Yeah. We got a keiki, but where's the plant that comes this produced? Let's see. Something eats these. Oh, it's this one. Isn't that crazy? But like, look how they attach. That's just crazy. The snail is eating the orchid. Isn't that mean? The audacity. So here is an orchid. You can see the snails have kind of taken a few bites. And I've seen this on people's orchids that they're growing themselves, but I've never seen it like in the wild. So here we have a keiki, which is a baby orchid, and it's producing flowers. See? And it's also got one here. Isn't that cool? Here's another Phalaenopsis orchid, and you can see its root system is very well established. So you can see roots going all the way down the tree, literally. And they just keep going, and there's going to be a pretty serious glare, but I'm going to try to get you to see how far up they go as well. See, they go all the way up the tree, and they stop right there. Look at that. I think this thing looks crazy. Look at this. I guess these are aerial roots. Is it sharp?
It's okay. Kind of
It
bumpy.
looks spiky. Well, it looks like these are going into the ground.
Yeah, like
Maybe they are aerial roots. And if you look, you will see the coconuts. Look at the coconuts. When we weren't in venturing, we were either by the pool or drinking cocktails. So I got to try coconut for the very first time. After that, we went to the spa and we got to see this really pretty black tip reef shark, and he was just being a shark, just swimming around, and I guess probably looking for something to eat. But he was really, really pretty. I'd never seen one like that. Okay, so update since last time. I literally went out for just a little stroll to film, and I got a little burnt. So we've been just putting on layers of aloe and trying to survive. So we just ordered some pizza and we're fixing to eat dessert, and I'm going to show it to you because it looks really cool. Yeah. It is pretty. And we're trying to stay hydrated. We got this cute little white. Perfection. So we ended our day with an amazing red velvet cake to match our sunburns. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and comment your favorite thing and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you next time. Goodbye.